What's up, socials? Welcome to my channel. My name is Sandra Willie, and if you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, feel free to turn on your notifications for every time I post a new video. Initially, my channel was supposed to be dedicated to my musical growth, but then I realized recently that recently I haven't been doing a lot of music. I have been managing my how can I put it? For the longest time, I have struggled with depression. I have struggled with social anxiety. I have struggled with loving myself and fitting in. So I'm going to start this series where I share my progress and talk about my feelings and talk about what it is that I am doing to manage whatever it is that I am going through. I had a really rough childhood, and for some reason all of those experiences and those memories have stayed with me. They have literally followed me every step of the way, and all of my life decisions have been made based on my past experiences as a child. Growing up, it was great. I mean, my dad loved me, my mom loved me, my brothers literally protected me. But we got to a point where things changed, and I think that is when I started to withdraw from a lot of things as a child. And the withdrawal has been happening for the longest time, and it has transcended or been manifesting in my early 20s. I'm currently 25. So basically, all of these experiences and these memories, and they've shaped the way I perceive people. They've shaped the way I interpret information. They have shaped the way I look at myself. And for the longest time, I have been trying to heal. It's not easy, but it's something that I've been working on for the last 5 years or so. So basically, this channel will be just me talking about what my process is, what I am going through, what the progress is, and where I am at. Feel free to suggest things that you think I can do to help me. I've been reading a lot of books, doing a lot of self help, but the last couple of weeks, I have not been able to do any music or get out whatsoever. Yesterday, I was able to meet with a music producer who wants to help me do my music professionally. And it was a great meeting. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that I'm going to be consistent during this process. I'm hoping that my music will help me heal. And the one thing that I actually remember that we talked about, and I was very persistent on, is I want to feel something with my music. I want my music to help me heal. And that's the whole purpose why I want to actively do music and, get my music out there. In case someone is like me, they feel the same way, they've been going through the same things, perhaps they can resonate with my message, and that can also help them heal or release themselves in a way. Something about depression among young people, especially the young people in Uganda, it is not something that is taken seriously. It's, in African tradition, when depression is like unheard of, it's not something that we openly talk about among our friends, among our family. It's looked down upon, it's seen as a weakness. And yet, in actual sense, this is something that affects a large majority of young people. And if not handled with care, if not given the proper treatment, if not if the right intervention is not there, it can easily lead to suicide. I can count up to 5 times when I have thought of ending my life. That is as an adult in my 20s, and I can count to about 7 times as a teenager when when I started having suicidal thoughts. So at some point as a teenager, I started cutting. I just, found other forms of pain to help me forget the actual situation that I was living in. I was very anxious. I felt like I did not belong, and my family was going through a lot of things. My parents were fighting a lot, they were arguing a lot. Sometimes we as children, we get caught up in the crossfire, when there's a fight and you try to stop it, you end up getting hurt. So this is the kind of situation that I grew up in. We were, still are, very poor, literally could not afford food. And personally, I've always wanted more for myself. I've always expected more from myself. And so throughout my teenage life and part of my adult life, I'm 25 currently, like I said earlier, I have been working so hard. I have been trying so hard to make sure that I do not end up in the same place as my parents, the same financial state, the same relationship state as them. I don't want the same things for me. So I have been working so hard and I have been avoiding so many things. I've been, I closed myself off for a very long time as a teenager. I did not involve myself in any form of relationships. My friendships had boundaries. I remember when I joined a new school after taking a 1 year out of school to work and save up money. When I finally joined school again, my focus was get in, study, get out. I did not want to involve myself with anybody. I felt like having people come into my life was going to be a lot of work. Not only that, I was very, very afraid to open up to other people. I was very afraid to have friends get to know me deeper or get a deeper understanding of who I was. I basically just closed them off in case they were getting to know me too well or getting very familiar with me. I would give a distance. And if I'm sometimes I would actually end the friendship. So it was a bit lonely for me, but for me it was basically a survival mechanism. My mental state was messed up, and it was one of the most difficult times in my life. I remember A level in high school. I decided that, you know what, I'm just here to do time and leave. That's all I wanted to do. I did not want to socialize. I did not want to participate in any extracurricular activities. I did not want to make friends. And that kind of behavior went forward to date. And recently, I've been struggling a lot with social anxiety. It's very, very difficult for me to get out. It's very difficult for me to actually accept invitations from friends to go out and party. I usually prefer just being alone. And also, this affected my work life in a very negative way because I feel like some of the working environments, I could not fit in them. And some of the assignments, of course, I prefer doing most of my assignments solo because I just hated confrontation. yes, the confrontational bit of me is at some point very non-existent. I hate confrontations. I just hate getting into a fix with somebody else. So that is why I avoided people as much as I can. But I want this to change. I want to change. I want to do something amazing with my life. And I cannot do that if I am depressed, if I have a very bad case of social anxiety, if I cannot challenge myself to be out of my comfort zone, then I don't know. I don't know what I will do with my life if I'm not able to change. So I have up until the end of this year to make sure that I pursue everything that I've always wanted to pursue. I want to actively do music. I want to grow my business. I want to make meaningful friendships. I want to be happy. I just want to be happy. That's all I've ever wanted. I want to be surrounded by a group of people who are supportive, who understand my situation, and who do not judge me. It's very difficult, I know, to find people like that, but for my sake, it's worth the try. This is going to be a video series basically updating you on how far I've gone, the activities that I've had during the week, and hopefully I will be glowing after this. It's been a while since I actually last thought about... I've been thinking about doing this for the longest time. And yeah, here we are. If you're going through the same things I'm going through, let's communicate and let's see how we can help each other go through this depressive phase in our 20s. I remain yours truly, Sandra Owili. Currently, for the next 20 days, I'm going to be off other social media platforms. I have deactivated my Twitter account. I've deactivated my Instagram account. I've also deactivated my Facebook account. I feel like I need to declutter. I feel like there is too much noise in my life that is making it very difficult for me to focus. So right now, I am doing a lot of journaling. So I basically write my feelings down. It's also part of my music writing process. If I want to make the feelings in my music as real as possible, I have to be able to put them down in writing and be honest about them. And for every time that I write, when I go back and read, something comes to life in me, because then I am able to rehash everything and, you know, analyze my thought process and also discover certain patterns that cause me to fall into the same depressive phase. So I'm trying to identify all of my weak points. I'm trying to study myself. I'm trying to understand myself and understand the things that make me fall in depressive phases every now and then. I'm hoping that there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, but personally, I am excited about this journey and good luck to me. Please feel free to subscribe and support. Thank you very much. Namaste.